Imagine a world beneath the earth where the souls of the dead reside, a place ruled by a god both feared and misunderstood. This is the domain of Hades, the god of the underworld. Unlike his brothers Zeus and Poseidon, Hades' realm is one of shadows, where the living dare not tread. His story, though dark, reveals much about the ancient Greek view of life, death, and the afterlife. When the world was divided after the defeat of the Titans, Hades was given control of the underworld. Although often portrayed as grim and severe, Hades was not evil. His role was to maintain balance, ensuring that the dead stayed in his realm and that no one escaped their fate. His kingdom was vast, filled with rivers like the Styx, which souls had to cross to enter the afterlife, and guarded by the monstrous three-headed dog Cerberus, who prevented the dead from leaving. One of the most famous stories involving Hades is the myth of Persephone, a tale that explains the changing seasons. Hades fell in love with Persephone, the daughter of Demeter, goddess of the harvest. One day, while Persephone was picking flowers, Hades emerged from the earth and abducted her, taking her to his kingdom to be his queen. Devastated, Demeter searched the world for her daughter, neglecting her duties as the goddess of agriculture. As a result, the earth became barren, and famine threatened humanity. Zeus, seeing the suffering of mortals, intervened and demanded that Hades return Persephone. Hades agreed, but tricked Persephone into eating pomegranate seeds before she left. Having consumed the food of the underworld, Persephone was bound to return to Hades for part of each year. Thus, for several months, Persephone would reign as queen of the underworld, and during this time, Demeter would mourn, causing winter to fall upon the earth. When Persephone returned to the surface, spring would come, and the earth would bloom once more. This myth explained the cycle of the seasons and the delicate balance between life and death. Despite his fearsome reputation, Hades was not unjust. He ruled over all souls, ensuring that the dead received their proper place in the afterlife. His realm was divided into different sections: Elysium, where the virtuous souls found peace, and Tartarus, a place of punishment for the wicked. Most souls, however, resided in the Asphodel Meadows, a shadowy, neutral place where they existed without pain or pleasure. Hades' love for Persephone was one of his few personal relationships. He was often portrayed as a solitary god, distant from the dramas of Olympus. Unlike his brothers, who were known for their many affairs, Hades remained faithful to Persephone, though their union was born out of kidnapping rather than love. Still, their relationship grew over time, and Persephone became a powerful queen in her own right, respected by both gods and mortals. Although Hades rarely left the underworld, he played a significant role in many myths. He was the god that heroes feared to encounter, and those who entered his realm often did so at great risk. One of the most famous stories of a mortal entering the underworld is that of Orpheus. A legendary musician, Orpheus descended into Hades' realm to retrieve his wife, Eurydice, who had died from a snakebite. Moved by Orpheus's music, Hades agreed to let Eurydice return to the land of the living. But on one condition, Orpheus could not look back at her until they had fully exited the underworld. Tragically, as they neared the surface, Orpheus, overcome with doubt, turned to look at Eurydice, and she vanished back into the underworld forever. Another myth tells of Theseus and Pirithous, who foolishly tried to abduct Persephone and make her Pirithous' wife. Hades, enraged by their audacity, trapped them in chairs of forgetfulness. While Theseus was later rescued by Heracles, Pirithous remained trapped in the underworld for eternity, a warning to those who dared to challenge the Lord of the Dead. Though often seen as the grim figure of death, Hades was a necessary force in the balance of the cosmos. He ensured that life and death maintained their order and that the souls of the departed found their place in the afterlife. His realm was a place of finality, but also of justice, where each soul received the fate it deserved. In the next episode, we'll rise from the underworld and explore the myths of Athena, the goddess of wisdom, war, and strategy. Her story is one of intellect and strength, and she plays a central role in the fate of both gods and mortals. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe.